Welcome, and thank you for joining Discipleship Conditioning, where we present anatomy through a biblical lens. Today, we're going to take a little bit different approach. Today is a comparison video. If you are looking for a platform that can host your courses, this is going to be a good video for you to take a look at. I'm also going to walk you through my path this year, 2023, and all the things that I've done to hopefully help you in the process. By the end of this podcast, or this video, I should say, you will know more about the Kajabi and Learn Worlds platform. We always make sure we include a verse from the Bible, at least one verse from the Bible. And here in this process, we are learning and we are growing. And so what better verse to use than one about learning, specifically this one, Proverbs 1:5. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. Again, that's Proverbs 1:5. So in the focus of that verse, the term learning, let me give you kind of a little bit of a backstory on what 2023 has looked like for our business. In January of 2023, I finally took the plunge and I finally said, I'm going to purchase a domain and I'm going to start a website. And that's what we have here. You see our domain, araratphysiology.com. Obviously our business name, Ararat Physiology. This website was created through a company called Weebly, a very well-known company. And I think it turned out pretty good. It's sort of a minimal approach, all designed by me, and I've enjoyed the experience with Weebly. In conjunction with that, I used another product called Udemy. I think some people pronounce it Udemy, but however you pronounce it. And I have 3 courses hosted on Udemy. So if you go to, for instance, our courses tab here, you'll see that we have a Translations of the Bible course. If we click on that, it takes us over to the course which I've offered for free on Udemy. If we scroll down, we have a description of the course, right? And then another link there. Here we have how to build a workout program. And so if we click that, you can see that it's a $50 course on sale right now through Udemy. Description and a link. And then we have a APA formatting course. I've been a college professor, university professor for the last 5, nearly 6 years. And this is a very common struggle for students. So this is listed at $34.99. It's on sale also for $14.99. Again, this is through Udemy. And so far, this has worked out pretty good for us. If a student was to find our website and go through those links, Udemy is very fair. We get a really good commission. It's like 97% of the sale goes to us. However, if they don't come to the website and they don't find it through us, it's like a 30-something percent, I think 37% commission. So Udemy's making more than we are if they're the ones that essentially found the sale. Another disadvantage hosting there is that it's not just our courses, it's everybody's courses. And so the likelihood of retaining a customer just specifically to your school, your courses, is going to be less likely because there's other options that are available. They may recommend other courses by other authors. And while that may be good for some students, perhaps you don't teach a course on that specific subject. If you have a bevy of courses and you want to teach a number of things and you're looking for more student loyalty and having students subscribe to a level of courses or a membership or a subscription, Udemy doesn't really serve a purpose there. That being said, in addition, you notice that when we click on courses, it doesn't take us to somewhere else in araratphysiology.com. it takes us to Udemy. So I began wondering in January, and more likely February, towards the end of February, actually. This is great. I enjoy that. We can have our articles here. We've got a bunch of articles. We can expand that to show more. Got a whole bunch of articles. We have our books. These are books to be written. They are not currently written. The only one that is in production right now is this first one, A Year Without Television. But you'll notice the price range is $0 to $1,000. This is for donation, so someone can click on it and they can choose a donation amount and they can donate to help the production of that book. And I've listed 7 different books on there in case there is one that someone would like to see more so than the other one. We also have a local camp in Greenleaf, Idaho. You can look on information there if you're local to the Boise, Idaho area. It's this summer, July 17th through 28th. We also have coaching that we offer. We call it Discipleship Conditioning along with our podcast. We offer our courses, which we already looked at, and we offer a podcast. And we are on episode 14 of our podcast currently. And lastly, we offer programs, strength and conditioning programs for a bunch of different sports. We also have a form here that if there's a different sport that you would like to see a program represented, send us one and we'll create that for you. So a number of really cool things that I enjoy Weebly for. But getting back to the course element of it, if I want to keep someone on our site, how do I do that? And I found 2 options. One is Kajabi and the other is LearnWorlds. Kajabi is, I believe, an American-based company, and LearnWorlds, I believe, is a Greek-based company. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. Anytime I've spoken with someone from Kajabi, it's during normal business hours. Anytime I've spoken with someone from LearnWorlds, it's like at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. So right off the bat, if customer service is of highest importance to you, I think I would have to lean Kajabi. By the end of this video, I'll tell you who I'm going with. Both of what you see on the left and on the right are trials. I was able to get a 30-day trial for each, and I started them the same day, and they both end the same day here in April 8th, which is 1 day away. So today is essentially the last day I have access to these trials, and I need to make a decision. So first off, with that support, I'm leaning a little bit Kajabi. I get up pretty early, so it's not a make or break for me to do things that early, but it'd be nice to have some more options there available. Now on their website, LearnWorlds and Kajabi both say when you pay a certain price, get up to a certain plan, there's 24/7 support. So I'm sure they have options available to you. And both have universities, essentially. Kajabi calls it a Kajabi University. LearnWorld calls it a LearnWorld Academy. And they both have a bevy of videos available to sort of help you get going. Okay. But I wanted to have screen recorded, and I wanted to have both side by side so we can do sort of an apples to apples comparison. It's not going to be completely apples to apples because what we'll find is there are things that one offers but the other doesn't, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So let's start just the overall impression that we get from each one. I really like the look of Kajabi. It's nice and simple. There's no guesswork on anything. I really appreciate that. If I want to log out, it's pretty easy, right? Click on my credentials here and I log out, and there's account and all those sorts of things. Okay. It seems very customer friendly, very user friendly to someone that has never been on the website before. There are just a number of things that are the same on other sites that are brought over to this. So there's been a lot of thought that's gone into the arrangement of Kajabi, and I really like that. First impressions with LearnWorld is what a mess. There is a lot going on here. In fact, the first time I logged on here, I could not figure out how to log out even after I'd logged in. And so, up here I saw this little door sort of thing, found that to be sign out. But originally I was looking up here and I'm like, okay, my stuff's not here. Okay, maybe if I click here, but if I do that, it takes me to what the website would look like if I were to publish it. Obviously, it's not going to be in here. So I started looking down in this area, clicked on my account. It's not in there. It's this little door thing right here. So again, is that a make or break thing? If not, there are learning curves to any new software that you pick up. And once you get the hang of it, it's going to be fine. You're going to get used to it just like anything else. Really, when I started this process, I knew from the get-go the company that I was going to choose was going to be the one that provided the best student experience. And so I wanted to see what it looked like from the student's perspective. So let's take a look at Kajabi. Let's go back over here. We have our dashboard, which is what we're on. Kind of gives us a summary of a number of things. And if we go to products, look at our products, I've just created on both. I've created some tests and some random stuff just to kind of compare them a little bit. And so let's go, this is all products, but let's go down to courses. And I had a course here, but I deleted it. So let's get started, create a course, started, and we'll just do test. We'll just do test. Continue without an image. We'll say it's paid. Well, actually, we'll say it's free because we haven't set up our payment options. And it's building a custom course outline. While we're doing that, if that takes a minute, we can go ahead and come over here and we can create a course on LearnWorlds to compare apples to apples. We will also call it test, although I might have to do test course because I think I've already created one called test over here. That's fine. We'll mark it as paid. And then you can choose the price you want here and what the discounted price is. Let's change it to free to keep things apples to apples as much as possible. All right, and then we'll click next. We'll do a picture later, and we're going to make this available to the student completely. We're not going to drip feed it, and so we're gonna finish there. So we'll let that create. Perfect. All right, so here, if we look at what it's created for us for a test, obviously there's tons of things that you can modify, and we're not going to get into that depth here in this video, but there are, and you can try a trial on either one. If you want to try Kajabi or LearnWorlds, I'll attach some links. You can try each one. Kajabi is a little bit more difficult to find a 30-day free. There are a couple individuals, Graham Cochran and Lane Sebring, that both on YouTube, they have great Kajabi YouTube channels, and they offer 30 days free through their links. So check them out. With LearnWorlds, if you just go to learnworlds.com, you can get a 30-day right there. You don't have to go through any affiliate link or anything like that. Anyways, so here, let's see test. And what we're going to do, this is our preview button of what it'll look like. Okay. So just to give you kind of an idea on what it created base, obviously you can change this, but this is what you get right out of the gate. But over here, let's look at our course overview, and this is what you get right out of the gate here. Okay. So right off the bat, again, you can customize some things, and I have played around with that, but right out of the bat, I think it's a clear winner. LearnWorlds gives you a much more appealing sort of layout for your course. I will add that I have played around with both, and I actually have spent more time on Kajabi, and there is a limit to what you can customize. it is amazing the depth that you can customize over here on Learn Worlds. And so I do like that more about Learn Worlds. And that weighs heavy on me because, again, the main purpose of having this all in sort of one system is to keep things as user-friendly for the student as possible. And if it's going to be heavy in one area, I want it to be heavy in course design. And so far, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's exit out of both of these. And let me see if I can pull up an example of what I mean when I'm talking about customization. So within a module, you can change all this. Obviously, you can import video, audio. I do like the simplicity of this with Kajabi more than I do Learn Worlds. It's really simple to drag and drop, and it walks you through it pretty seamlessly. A huge reason why Kajabi is better in some regards is this automation. It's all built into the system. I haven't really noticed anything on Learn Worlds on how you can automate in that same sort of way. With marketing, we're going to talk about that a little bit also, but that is a huge pro for Kajabi that I'm not seeing on Learn Worlds. I could be missing it, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. Let's see here. So again, we can change all this text. Let's go back. Let's click save. Go back to courses. I don't see a back button. Click on text. Okay. So I've spent 30 days on each platform, and you can already see that it's going to take more than 30 days to learn these systems well. I'm already getting hung up here on where do I go next in terms of sort of customizing this course layout here. So I think I know where to go, but there may be more to this. So just kind of expand on it a little bit your own. I think what I need to do is actually go down to website here, and I need to choose a template. You can browse templates, choose one, and what Kajabi will do is they will keep that template throughout your entire course. I believe this tempo one is the one that I've selected, and I've replaced this picture with a mountain in the background, and we can take a look at what the customization looks like. Let's first look at a preview. Okay. So this is what the website would look like. Not too bad. Let's see if we go to my library. This will show us our products. This was a coaching that I set up, and this is what we just set up now. So I can view product, and this takes us back to where we were at before. I can click start course, and for some reason it's not starting, but it would take you normally to what it looks like inside the course. Let's exit out of that. If we go over here and we look at our contents, we can add sections for modules and whatnot. Pretty easy to do. There's a lot of options to go through it. You can create all sorts of different things with descriptions and whatnot. You have access on who can access it, create all sorts of custom things there. Pricing again right here, settings, course player, what it's going to look like inside the class. I personally like this one. Video library, you can drag your videos here. You can do that on Kajabi as well. It's just located in a different spot. And then that's our dashboard. So let's take a look at our course player. There's no content here, otherwise there'd be a video there. If you go over here, you can go back to the course page and see what they have there. So there's a lot of options that you can do here, okay? Again, as you can see, I've been on both platforms for 30 days. There's been some days that I've been on just Kajabi, and there's been some days that I've been just on Learn Worlds. And again, to be honest with you, I would say probably not a fair comparison. I've probably spent closer to 20 days on Kajabi and closer to 10 days on Learn Worlds. And of course, there are some days that I was on both. But anyways, just to give you an idea of kind of how much time I've spent on each one. So if we go back up to products, again, create courses, coaching, community, podcasts. There's a way to do courses, coaching, and community on Learn Worlds also. If we do courses there, I believe you build your coaching in with courses here. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe you do. I know they advertise on their website that you can do coaching. It can integrate with Zoom and a number of other things. The community, I think community is much more robust in Kajabi than it is Learn Worlds. However, it appears that Learn Worlds is working on that. And then podcast, there's no comparison. You can't host your podcast on Learn World. You can on Kajabi. And I have a podcast, and so that's weighing in the favor of Kajabi over Learn Worlds. Pricing wise, I'll let you look at the pricing to determine what you want to compare and contrast, because there's different plans and there's a thorough breakdown of what's available on each plan, and you value what you value. And so that'll help you in determining which one you like there. From a sales perspective, we have offers, coupons, payments, even affiliates that can sell our courses for us. If we go to our dashboard here and we go to, I believe it's under marketing, you have your affiliate management here. You can do bundles, you can do subscriptions. They call them subscriptions over here on Learn Worlds, and on the left on Kajabi, they call them memberships, but they're the same thing. Bunch of different things here. There's a decent amount of analytics you can get from both. Again, if I look over here on the right, I see a little bit more of a mess. This is harder for me to decipher through. Over here, it's nice and clean, not too difficult to navigate through. So in the time that I've spent on Learn World, I will admit that I've spent a lot of time just wondering where stuff is and trying to learn the system as best as possible. And on either system, but especially Learn Worlds, 30 days is not enough. All right. So back over here on Kajabi, we already looked at website a little bit here. This is a big kicker for me. So if we go over here to our site builder and we edit our school site, we have all our pages that are listed here. Over here, it's listed right here, pages. If I want to change the design, again, I did this already, but you could browse templates and you can get an idea. What do we have there? 11. And then we have these legacy templates. We have 6 more. Okay, so what is that? 17 total. If you want to start from a template, you have 17 options. Over here, let's see if I can remember where our templates are. Design, Theme Explorer. Let's see. Layout, topography. I'll find it in just a moment here. I know it exists, but again, I'm running into that issue again where it is much more cumbersome trying to find things and just get used to the system on Learn Worlds. And I don't like that. Flavors. Okay, here it is. The site flavors is what they call it. So let's just take a look at a new flavor. And so this is you have all these categories here. As you can see, that's like 10. We're at 20 now. 30. I'm not going to keep counting, but it goes on to probably somewhere between 40 and 50. So there's a lot more templates available. There's over double, nearly triple the templates available. So I really like that. Again, I don't like how cumbersome it is to get to where you want to go. but that'll get better as you learn the system. But I do like that there are a bunch of different options available. All right, if we go back over here to Kajabi, here's another area, like with podcasts, that there's really no comparison. Yes, there is a marketing section on Learn Worlds, and you have your bundle subscriptions that I've talked about before. I believe that if people start entering in emails in your pop-ups, that this will collect them. Here's your reports center that I forgot about just a minute ago. I believe that it puts it here under users. No, that's not right. This is users from who has access to build your site. I do believe that it has a section where it keeps all that. But apart from that, sending automations and emails, you're going to have something else. If you go to settings and integrations, you can see all of the different tools that you can use. So like CRM tools, it'll show you who you can integrate with. Customer service, it'll show you who you can integrate with. Email marketing, which is the one we're talking about right now, it shows you who you can integrate with and how to do that. Kajabi, you don't need to do that. It's all there. It's going to keep all your customers here, and it's going to allow you to develop email campaigns, funnels, automations. There are funnels over here, but it's a little bit more well presented on Kajabi. So another thing that I like more about Kajabi is everything's all in one. I don't have to integrate anything. It's all here. Okay. Contacts, here is where you're going to have anyone who has subscribed to your website, anyone who has put their information through a pop-up or anything like that. And then you have your analytics right here. Over here, they call it reports. Again, first impressions, this is a lot more clean, but not as many options. This is a lot messier, but there are a ridiculous amount of options and filters and all sorts of settings, which kind of gets to the gist of my final comparison with the two. Granted, I didn't show you everything that we need here. I encourage you to sign up with a trial and take a look at all this stuff for yourself. But for me, Kajabi is a huge winner from the podcast perspective and from the marketing perspective. However, as I said towards the beginning of the video, what is most important for me are the courses and what the students see on their end. And from playing with both systems on and off for 30 days, the winner for me is clearly Learn Worlds. It is much more robust when it comes to course creation. It is much more robust when it comes to the experience of the student. Is it going to take me longer to learn Worlds? Probably, because there is a incredible amount of depth and detail in all of this stuff. And at first glance, it seems very intimidating. There's almost too much here. If that's a negative for you, you might want to go with Kajabi. But even in just these 30 days, I've noticed some things that I can do more so on Learn Worlds than I can Kajabi. And that's becoming sort of a deal breaker for me. I'm not thrilled that I'm going to have to integrate. I'm not thrilled that I'm going to have multiple subscriptions as opposed to just one subscription. But if I look at the depth of the course builder and I look at the depth of the site builder, there's not, for me, it's a pretty black and white answer. So on this last day of my 30-day trial with both, I have canceled both accounts, but I will be going with Learn Worlds moving forward as my school course hosting website. I hope that there has been benefit here for you. Again, I apologize for not being able to get to every little detail in 30 days. This is what I've learned. In 30 days, you'll see what you pick up. By all means, don't take my word for it. I would suggest you do the same thing and start a 30-day trial at the same time with both and play around with them and see what works best for you. I hope you have a blessed day. As we like to do in our podcast, we end our conclusion of our podcast is us reaching out to you and letting you know that if you need prayer, we have an email set up for you, prayer@araratphysiology.com. If you want to inquire on anything we showed before in terms of what we offer on our website and what will eventually be on a new website here at Learn Worlds, you can email us at hello@araratphysiology.com. And as we always do with the podcast, which can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon, all of the major providers, we call it Discipleship Conditioning, but you can find it by searching Discipleship Conditioning or by searching Ararat Physiology. I'll have links in the description as well. But what we like to conclude with is the Lord's Prayer from Matthew 6:9-13. Pray then like this: Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.